Okay, so someone could come in any minute, so I'm going to be quick. I'm here, I'm ready, I've seen everyone. I've seen my surgeon, I've seen the anaesthetist, and I've seen the nurses. I've ordered my food for later, most importantly, obviously. I've unpacked some of my stuff. I don't know if you can see it over there. There's some of my stuff in my suitcases over there. And yeah, I'm really hungry because I haven't eaten since 7:30 this morning. I haven't drunk anything since 12, and it's currently coming up on 2 o'clock. But I should be going down pretty soon. And yeah, cute gown, you know, cute socks. Yeah, sexy, right? And yeah, I will keep you updated on the other side. Well, this is not a good look for me, not gonna lie to you here. I also can't even be bothered to lift my arm up to film sideways, so this is going to be an issue for editing, but that's a later on me problem, not on me now problem. I'm very tired, as you can tell. I can barely keep my eyes open. But I thought I'd just check in. So I'm out. I'm back in my room. It is now, I think, about 6 o'clock. And so I was down there for maybe 3.5 hours. I had some morphine in recovery because I wasn't feeling good. I was in a lot of pain. But that helped. I'm not really in any pain and my hip's a bit uncomfortable. But other than that, it's fine. That noise you can hear is the machine on my legs helping to circulate my blood so I don't get blood clots. But yeah, I've got a bit of a stomachache. I'm not really sure why. So they're going to get someone to come and have a look at that, I think. But other than that, I'm alive and well, and I was going to say kicking, but I'm not kicking anything. Can't move my legs. But yeah, I had a spinal anaesthetic, so I still can't really feel my legs or move them particularly. But that will wear off, and I'm just looking forward to my hand sandwich, really. Okay, so we've had a bit of a day of it. So I came round. I don't think I filmed anything. No, I think maybe I did. Hang on, let me just go and find out. So I have recorded a bit, and I said a bit about having stomach pain. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I don't think anyone really wants to know the ins and outs of my problems. But I had some water retention problems, and I've had a really hellish couple of hours, I guess. And the staff here, I'm at the Princess Grace Hospital, the staff have been so helpful and so nice, and in particular to the charge nurse and also a student nurse who was here. Unfortunately, I can't remember either of their names, which is a bit of an issue, but they were really lovely. And then now I assume they've gone home, and the night nurse is here, so that noise is the blood clot machine. Is also really kind, and they've all been really helpful. But I did spend probably about an hour crying because I was in that much pain and no one could really do anything to help me, and they were trying, but they just couldn't get anything to work, and it got to the point where we were all a bit stuck and they're going to have to try some more drastic things, but eventually it did manage to kind of get itself sorted out a bit naturally, but we're still having to keep an eye on it and not drink too much in case it happens again, because it was really painful. It was worse than what my hip feels like at the moment. But yes, so I've stood up to use the loo and managed to do that with the walker. My walker's over there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there it is. And so yes, I did that with the walker, and then I've been doing some. Oh, sorry, I just got distracted by this random thing. I've been doing some simple like exercises, just moving my ankles about to keep the blood flowing. And yeah, my hip isn't too bad. The pain is definitely getting worse. I think the morphine they gave me earlier when I was in a lot of pain, and also the spinal anaesthetic is probably wearing off now, so I'm struggling a little bit with that. But yeah, it's not awful. It's less painful than some of the surgeries I've had in the past. Obviously, it's not pleasant. But yes, I've had my ham sandwich for dinner. I just had a bit of stuff that I brought in myself, leftovers, and I had a tiny little chocolate bar, which was nice. And yeah, I'm just trying to. God, I've talked for ages. Just trying to chill out because I'm not very tired, but it's currently 10:30, so I do need to try and get some sleep at some point. But yeah, that's the update for now. Hello, it is, I get up at 7 in the morning. I have no idea why I look like 'cause I haven't got any lenses in, so I can't actually see the camera. So this thing is coming out of my catheter. Look away if you don't like needles. But my catheter's there. That's not a catheter, it's a cannula. It's close, not the same, not close at all. So yeah, it's been sort of just over 12 hours since I had the operation. I had an okay night's sleep. Obviously they always wake you up in the middle of the night to do like observations and blood pressure and stuff. And then obviously I need help to get out of bed to go to the toilet. But other than that, I slept quite well. I slept from like, I think it was about 11:30 till 2, and then after I woke up from 2:30 till 6, and then sort of from 6:15 till 7:30. So that's been okay. My doctor just came in. Actually, my nurse came first. I had some more medication. I've got some waiting for after I eat breakfast, but I didn't order breakfast till 9:30 because that was the latest they did it, and I was like, I'm going to be lazy. Turns out I'm awake now. I don't think I'm going back to sleep. But yeah, then my doctor came in. He said everything went really well. He says he thinks that my left leg will be a bit longer now because that's just how things are. They can't get it perfect. I think he said about this much, but I don't have my lenses in, so I can't really see. And yeah, he was very nice, and he said about how there shouldn't be any restrictions on dancing in terms of like tap dancing. There might be restrictions on high kicks, at least to start with, but it's kind of a wait and see type thing. He said I could get back to static cycling within like a month, which is really cool because I get really antsy when I can't really do any exercise, and I'll be able to walk a little bit with crutches, but nowhere near as much as I've been walking recently. So to be able to get on a static bike in a couple of weeks, probably about 4 weeks, is going to be fun. And then after, I think it was about 6 weeks, I can go on a normal bike, or at least a static bike with a bit more resistance. And then I can go back to swimming as long as the wound is sealed and dry. And yeah, probably some hydrotherapy if we can access it. But yeah, there's a little possibility I'll be going home later today, which is amazing. One-man hospital. That would be so cool because I'm alone and I'm not particularly enjoyed last night's experience. And so I would like to get this over and done with as quickly as possible. But if not, it will definitely be tomorrow, which will have only been 2 nights and 2 days. So, 2.5 days, I guess. So yeah, I just like jump on. I've had so many lovely messages from stuff people just keeping me going. So yeah, grateful for that. And I'll catch up later, probably after I've given walking. I've got up and like turned to use the toilet, which is literally like right next to my bed. But once I've got up to, walk with the Zimmer frame and also with the crutches and see a physio, I'll probably do an update after that. Also had a blood test this morning. That's why it looks like that. Again, not my best look, but maybe I'll take this off. Sorry, yeah, so I just did some physio. We got up and went for a walk. It was hard and it hurt, but it wasn't awful. And then we came back and did some exercises in here. But that was quite hard and it hurt. And then all of a sudden, at the end, I got really dizzy and felt really sick. So I had to try and quickly get me into a chair. I thought I was going to be sick. I wasn't sick. But I had to get me some water in a bowl, and my blood pressure just dropped down the toilet. So I had to quickly get me into the bed and tilt me backwards so that my blood pressure could come up. It's come up now, but I'm still not feeling great. Still feel quite sick and dizzy. But yeah, I just thought I'd drop in and explain that because I'm trying to keep everyone updated. I mean, young people having hip replacements isn't very common, so I think I might as well talk about it where I can. Hi. It's me very much later than the last clip that you just saw because I forgot to film anything else. I'm sat at this very ugly angle because where I film doesn't have an appropriate chair because I have to sit on certain types of chairs. So I'm sat on a non-appropriate chair, leaning right back on one of these handles. It's not very comfortable, but you know, got to do for the grind. I'm kidding, it's not a grind, I'm just twiddling around my hips. So yeah, I didn't go home on that first day after the operation. I struggled a bit with the dizziness that you saw in the last clip, and it just kind of took me a while to kind of get back to where I was. So they kept me in for another night, which was fine. I mean, would have been nice to be at home, but like everyone in the hospital was really lovely. And yeah, so I did a bit more physio. I got up and walked around a bit more. And yeah, I was starting to be a bit more independent. I could get my legs out of the bed so I could go to the toilet on my own. I even had a shower on the last day, which was the Friday. I went in on a Wednesday, and then by the Friday I had a shower on my own on Friday morning. And yeah, I went home about 4 o'clock maybe on Friday, and yeah, I came home and I slept on the sofa for about a week maybe, because it was just, I didn't have to come upstairs and I could easily get in and out, whereas my bed is quite high and it's quite I've got to move my leg a lot to get into it. So yeah, that was perfectly comfortable, and it was hard the first couple of days at home. I was in pain and I couldn't do much and I couldn't move my leg and I couldn't walk as much as I wanted to, and I just felt a bit rubbish. And also I was pretty sick and dizzy, which was just so unhelpful. And I think maybe it might have been partly a migraine at the same time, which was bad timing, but I just found that I really struggled for that first sort of week. But then things did get better quickly, and like I'm lucky, like I probably, because I'm young and active and just generally lucky, did I bounce back quite quickly. My camera just got full, so I had to empty it. Back on track. So yeah, I'm lucky in that I bounced back quite quickly. I mean, I'm still on crutches. Well, I use one crutch at the moment, but I'm not really in any pain. I came off all pain medication after about a week, and I mean, things are sore and I get tired if I do too much exercise. By exercise I mean like walk around the block, but other than that I'm not really in any pain unless I do something stupid that I'm not meant to do. I saw the physio a couple of days ago and he progressed on my exercises and said that I'm doing really well, and has given me some even harder stuff to have a go at, and that's been cool. And I feel like I'm pushing myself, and not beyond my limits, but like keeping myself, like I'm not just relaxing and waiting for my body to sort it out, which would be fine, but like I'm a very active, wanting to do things person, and so I'm glad that I'm managing to keep doing that. And yeah, so I've just got back from a half-an-hour walk, which was quite long for me. I walked 2.4 kilometres, I think, just around my local area, which was, I mean, it was the longest I've gone in a while, and I'll be tired tomorrow, but it was worth it, and I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed doing the exercise. And yeah, I'm just kind of getting a bit back to normal life slowly. I spend most of my time sat watching TV, because there's not much else I can do, but in general it's not been awful. I mean, if you spoke to me a week ago I would have been like, I can never do this again, this is the worst thing I've ever done in my life, and it did feel like that at the time, but it has gone up quite quickly. And I mean, there is a pretty much 100% chance that at some point in my life, sorry, these things are moving behind me, it's not very comfortable. At some point in my life, I am going to need the one that they've just put in there replaced, because they don't last forever. And knowing my luck, I'll probably need my right hip done too. But it's looking good. It's looking like we may have found a long-term solution to my hip problems. I don't want to speak too soon. But at the moment I am in no pain. I can't really walk properly, but I'm in no pain, which is a massive relief after all those months in pain. And yeah, so kind of my experience, I would say, has been mostly positive. That first evening was hard and it did suck a bit, but I got through it, and it's something that I could do again. And I think that is not as traumatic as maybe I expected it to be. And yeah, it was, I'll give the experience a 7 out of 10, you know. But yeah, and I also want to say thank you to everyone who donated and watched Second Chances and shared my crowdfunder. Because of you, that's how I managed to get that. Like, I wouldn't have been able to do that on my own. And I used the money that I'd saved up and that money and money from family who helped me. And because of all of those people, it meant that I could have this done. I could have this done when I had it done, which was the 14th of April. And I'm super lucky and I know that. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who helped me get there. And yeah, I don't really know where this channel will go now. I'll definitely be keeping updates on my recovery. So in a couple of weeks I see my doctor, so I'll definitely be talking about that and talking about my physio journey, maybe have a look at some of my physio exercises sometime with the camera on. And yeah, but overall it's really not been awful, and it's kind of come at a good time. The weather's been quite nice. I've been able to be outside, and I even went for a meal with my mum. Outside, obviously, you know, coronavirus. But yeah, it's been okay. And yeah, so that is all for this video, and I hope you enjoyed seeing me in my lovely hospital gown once more. And if you have any questions about hip replacements, then feel free to drop me a message. I will answer if I can. Like, if I know the answer to the question, you know. But yeah, I'm too tired to actually edit this, so this is just gonna be long and have me going in it probably, because sitting up to edit it, like, I'm still tired and lazy. But yeah, that's it. Hip replacement done, dusted, 21 years old, got one of those. So yeah, keep watching, keep looking at my channel, keep subscribed, or subscribe if you haven't, if you want to see my recovery and whether this gives me a long-term solution to get off crutches and out of pain. We will see. See you next time.